50 epic facts in numbers. In 2009, Dalton Kiscombe experienced poor customer service and did what any rational man would. He sued the Bank of America for $1.784 billion, not including the $200,164,000 fee, quote, just because. Oh yeah, and he wanted it the next day. $1.784 billion is 96 quadrillion times more than the entire United States GDP. An iPhone contains $1.52 worth of gold, 24 cents worth of silver, and 1.7 cents worth of platinum. 65% of mothers and 70% of fathers have a preference for one child over another. The US has won over 1,000 gold medals since the first modern Olympic Games in 1896, of which 23 were won by swimmer Michael Phelps. The most overdue library book ever was finally returned 288 years late. Mariah Carey's legs are insured for $1 billion. A man produces enough sperm in 2 weeks to impregnate every fertile woman on Earth. The greatest natural vertical drop is that of Mount 4 in Canada. It's 4,101 feet tall. There are 10 to the 80 particles in the observable universe, or to put it another way, this is how many particles there are. The prime number you see on screen is actually illegal to own or distribute. We've hidden a few digits to be sure, but it's the encryption code for DVDs and can be used to avoid copyright law. Simply owning it can get you arrested. The fastest red card in football history was between Chippingham and Bashley. Striker David Pratt said "F me, that was loud" in response to the start whistle after just 3 seconds of the match starting. 4 billion years ago, the planet Mars had an ocean that covered 19% of its surface. Google processes 40,000 searches every second. That's 3.5 billion per day and 1.2 trillion per year, or to put it another way, 160 searches for every person on Earth. Nobody has ever died from an overdose of marijuana. That's because you'd have to smoke 680 kilograms or eat 22 kilograms in one dose. The main problems are the psychological effects. Every year, approximately $2 billion in lottery winnings go unclaimed in the United States alone. That's 38,507 times the average yearly wage. The first real automobile race was in 1895. The top speed of the 4 horsepower car was just 15 miles per hour. A cocaine addict's heart can beat for 25 minutes outside the body just after ingesting the drug. The Milky Way galaxy contains 46 billion Earth-sized planets. That's more than the amount of grains of sand on Earth, and the Milky Way is a relatively small galaxy. Following on from the last fact, the Milky Way has over 100 billion stars and is 100,000 light years across. In comparison, IC1101, the largest known galaxy, is 6 million light years across and has 100 trillion stars. A light year is the distance light travels in a vacuum in 1 year. It is exactly 5,878,496,614,790.747 miles. The centre of the Milky Way galaxy is 26,500 light years away. There are paradoxically more numbers between 0 and 1 than there are whole numbers or integers in the entire number line. How? Even though both values are infinite, you could assign every integer with a decimal and still create new decimals. The UK could fit into the USA 40.5 times. Walt Disney World in Florida covers a shocking 40 square miles. That's the same size as San Francisco or twice that of Manhattan Island. 26 films have currently hit the $1 billion mark. 3 have hit the $2 billion mark, not adjusted for inflation. $248 billion worth of gold, roughly 1/5 of the world's supply, is hidden beneath the streets of London. If the current birth rate continues, South Koreans will go extinct by the year 2750. The Bootes Void is a barren region of interstellar space 330 million light years across. It takes up 0.27% of the observable universe. It should be mathematically impossible and nobody knows why it exists. The Mona Lisa painting is worth somewhere between 780 million and 1.5 billion US dollars. A blue whale weighs 140,000 kilograms. Its tongue alone weighs more than an elephant, and the heart weighs more than a car. It would take 36 days for a human being to accelerate to just 1% of the speed of light, or the G-forces would tear us to pieces. 1 in 10 Europeans was conceived on an IKEA bed. The collective weight of everybody on Earth is 458.8 million tons. Nigerian scammers sold a fake international airport to an unspecified international bank for $242 million. and nobody noticed the airport didn't exist for 3 years. Rabies has a 99.999% mortality rate. Only one person, a 15-year-old girl, has ever survived the virus when doctors put her into a medically induced coma. It takes 302 muscles to stand upright. It would take 21.7 billion years to walk across our galaxy. You are 24 times more likely to be killed by a teddy bear than a grizzly bear. Donating 1 pint, 568 milliliters of blood could save 3 lives. Sagittarius B2 is a galactic cloud near the center of our galaxy. It contains 10 billion liters of pure alcohol. Light is 880,991 times faster than sound. The first car accident was in 1891 in Ohio. The chance of 2 fingerprints being identical is 1 in 64 billion. That's why they are so reliable to police. Vesna Volovic was a flight attendant, and on 26th of January 1972, the plane she was on disintegrated. She fell 33,333 feet and survived. She holds the world record for the longest freefall and is still alive today. Gregory W. Nemitz claimed ownership of an asteroid 433 Eros, which contained $492 quintillion worth of platinum. When NASA landed a probe on it in 2001, he sent them a $20 parking ticket. The claim was dismissed. Absolute zero is the temperature where matter has no energy. It's minus 273.15 degrees Celsius, and it's the coldest temperature possible. Britney Spears sold her used pregnancy test on eBay for $5,001. It takes 950 pounds of force to crush a Lego brick. There are 177,147 ways to tie a tie. The United States tried to buy Greenland in 1946 for $100 million. The average American freight train is 6,600 feet long and weighs over 3,000 tons. That was 50 epic facts and numbers, and this is GoogolTube. Thanks for watching.